Hey guys, and welcome to Lick Loft. My name is Danny.
Hi, my name's Rich.
And welcome to another episode of Lick Like, and today it's Mr. John Frusciante.
Yes, that Chili Peppers guy.
Not anymore.
Is he not?
No, Josh Klinghoffer now.
Oh yeah, of course, it's changed, isn't it?
But anyway...
Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
Mr. John.
Mr. John, they'll call him Mr. John. So obviously John's career spans through loads of different albums, solo albums, but what I really wanted to focus on today, which is like the whole essence of what we try and do about Lick Like, is to capture a bit of that artist and try and let you know, have a few licks that you can get in your own fingers and you can have their sort of spirit about it rather than playing the exact licks from an album, say. So I've tried to create licks in the sort of Slane Castle, Danny California era, Stadium Arcadium era, I should say, where it's that really melodic sort of playing, but with some attitude and basically just solos you can really almost sing along to. And I think that's quite a good side point along this episode is, you know, creating solos that that people in the audience can actually sing along to. Yeah,
because I think we were sort of discussing earlier on when we were sort of chatting about stuff was that he's more than just a guitar player. He's kind of, I don't know, I suppose to a lot of people, you know, he's a big part of their musical life, you know, sort of almost like a national treasure, you know what I mean? Like, it's just... He's
quite like a spiritual person, and I think a lot of people sort of connect with that. Yeah, the way he hits his guitar, the way everything is done with a purpose, which is why I'm probably going to get a lot of hate.
I was going to say, with that in mind, I think it is a tough call to kind of almost do that justice. But you know, I suppose you've got to look at it and go, well, you know, how does he get, you know, sort of almost analyse a little bit. Why does he sound like it? Why does his licks sound like John, you know, and not someone else? Because you know, they're not the most technical things. He's not a technical wizard. Like, you know, he's just plays the song and he plays what just fits, and that's just the magic that he does, isn't it?
And the other cool thing about him is he'll come up with all these really catchy hooks, solos on the record, and then you very rarely hear them played live because he doesn't want to do the same thing again. And you know, and that's what you get some magic. Like, in my opinion, you might watch 5 or 10, you know, live clips of John Frusciante, and you might be like, oh, I missed that bit, but then he'll come up with something new. And I think when you're gigging a lot, we gig in, you know, nothing on his scale, but when you're gigging in sort of function bands, wedding bands, you get in that rut of playing the same solos, the same stuff. And it's quite a brave choice when you've got millions and millions of record sales of people who can sing those solos to go, do you know what, tonight I'm just going to press my lead patch and I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
And I think that just sums him up, really.
Definitely.
But anyway, I'm going to break down those 5 licks for you, nice and slow, and talk you through them. So here we go. So, lick number 1. So, a thing that John really does is combine rhythm and lead playing. And I really wanted to start that lick off, you know, using that bit of flavour. Very reminiscent of the beginning of Danny California solo. And that's a good point, because sometimes when he has a solo as well, he won't always play lead. He'll play different chord shapes, you know, with a bit of wah, you know, an octave higher, combining hammer-ons, pull-offs in between chords. And it's quite a topic that people don't sometimes think about. When you think about having a solo, you automatically go to, your licks, your blues licks, your standard licks. Whereas actually you could have a really cool lead break that is sort of rhythm based or chordal, you know, which is quite cool.
Very true. I mean, one thing that I always think of when we're talking about, you know, licks in general, playing in general, when you're looking at rhythm and the notes you choose, I always think of it in terms of, you know, almost like a scale. So one end you've got rhythm and the other end you've got your melody, your notes.
Yeah.
So you can kind of go from one end to the other. So I always find that kind of playing where, you know, John Frusciante, he's kind of towards the end where he's more rhythm heavy.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of notes going on, but he's using the rhythm to drive it.
Yeah.
And the kind of, you know, his style, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of carries it, definitely.
And the other key thing of this is just the attitude in his hammer-ons and pull-offs.
Yeah.
So if I was to play that same lick like this, you've really got to have a loose pick, really hit the guitar, and basically just play it like you mean it.
Cool.
So, what we've spoken about in previous videos is, if you're looking at a starting point to making your solos a bit more melodic, is take a really basic idea, do it lower, do it higher.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that, really.
Well, that's it, yeah. It's the mileage thing again, isn't it? It's kind of like going, well, that's really cool. I'll use it again, I'll just go up the neck with it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
And the thing about this lick in particular, and John's playing, is this particular pull-off that he does quite a lot, and sometimes Flea does it at the same time, creates quite a cool thing. You don't have to play the lick like I just played it. You could play your lick. You could play a... Just by adding that bit at the end, just gives, like, what we're trying to achieve here, just a flavour of John.
Yeah.
So with any of these licks like we do in this series, you don't have to play them exactly how we play it. Just take something that you like, just like I've taken something from John. It's like a big chain of command. And, you know, just add those little bits into your solo. It makes it really cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
Lick number 3.
Cool. I mean, yeah, same again, isn't it? It's another one of those where I've got an idea, I'm going to use it again, but just change a very small part of it.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you might be tempted to do, you know, you might be tempted to play a bit more like that, but for John, it's, when I hear John, it's, and sometimes you don't, for me, sometimes I go too quickly to making it smooth or legato.
Yeah.
But you sometimes just taking it back and picking each note like that, it just creates a completely different.
It's kind of it's going back to the rhythm again, isn't it? It's that kind of that approach. Is more that end rather than loads of notes. And yeah, I think as long as you kind of pick those simple things, when you play, you don't want to be thinking too much as well. No. That's the other thing. So if you kind of go, well, okay, I just want to make sure I'm playing more rhythmically. Even that, just by doing that, all sounds, you know, a lot like, you know, what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Right, lick number 4. So again, a very similar idea, but this lick in particular is one that I love because he does it in the throw away your television, like the live solo, and it's just something that I've always stuck to me. It's just like my favourite lick, and it's something I always go to, you know, my own solos, whatever. It's just a really cool, simple thing, but it's really energetic, melodic, and just all the cool things I love about John's playing, really. Yeah,
I mean that's another cool example, isn't it? Like exactly like you were saying before, like grabbing something and then using it, and it sort of ends up part of your kind of staple playing, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Cool. Next lick.
Yeah.
Cool. So another real simple idea again, isn't it? Like just a repeated lick, but again, I think it's the delivery, isn't it? Like with anything, it's
The thing that fascinates me about this lick is if you watch our first episode of Joe Satriani, you do a quite similar lick, but you incorporate some different notes, like you'll be doing.
yeah,
And then John sort of and then someone else might do it, and it's such a repeated lick, and sometimes you hear it as the same thing. When you actually listen to it, everyone does it slightly different.
yeah. Again, going back to what we said about everyone having their own identity when they play, even though it could be really similar, it's still going to sound different. Like we could play the exact same lick, but it would just sound different.
And a good wah pedal helps you with that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you run out of juice,
covers loads of stuff.
Covers loads of stuff. So yeah, get a good wah pedal, and you'll be set.
Cool.
So I hope you enjoyed that episode of Lick Like with Mr. John Frusciante. Hopefully I did him a little bit of justice. Obviously you can't play exactly like him, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight into my favourite bits of his playing. Just little melodic hooks that you can incorporate into your own licks. Steal mine, but it'd be really cool if you just took the bits you like out of what I've done and just add them onto yours.
That's it. So yeah, hopefully there's enough to get your teeth into for that one. But of course, as always with this series, you can get the tabs and the backing track on a website, www.thelickloft.com. And so let us know in the comments if you want to see any other guys covered. We'll do our best if we can do them. I think we vetoed a couple already, but we'll see. But anyway, but I hope you enjoyed it, and let us know how you get on, and we see you guys on the next one.
See you soon.